It's time to talk about the 5 people that can potentially be the biggest bust in fantasy football in the 2025 season. Now, we're only going to have a couple guys that are at the top of the ADP right here in terms of the top 80 players. However, if you're missing on your round 6, 7, 8 picks, which that's going to be where a couple of these players are currently being drafted and projected with the ESPN ADP, then you're missing, and you're missing big, man. Adding depth and round 6, 7, 8 players, they should still be starting on your roster. So it's important that we're capitalizing with every pick opportunity that we have. The first name in the video is going to be Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman in 2024, he was kind of a bust. Now, his ESPN current ADP in PPR leagues is around 96. Around 96, 97, 98. I have him about pick 110 in my top 450 rankings. Free draft guide in the Discord link below. You join, you get the draft guide, top 450 players in my eyes. I have Keon Coleman at 110. ESPN has him at 98. His yards per route run was 1.8 in his rookie year. Now, yes, targeting wide receivers going into year 2 is technically a good idea. He played 13 games. He averaged 8.58 points per game. People are saying, oh, well, they got rid of Amari Cooper. They added Josh Palmer, and Josh Palmer is 25. He's pretty young himself. He's going to steal some red zone targets. Dalton Kincaid had kind of a bad year, in my opinion. I don't know how much. I mean, Keon Coleman, he came in as a prospect that was kind of, unrefined. So how much higher can the ceiling be for Keon Coleman? I mean, does it Josh Allen? Yeah, Josh Allen's there. I can't get excited about taking him when there's better players around him. Like, I'd rather have Marquise Brown. I'd rather have the Texan rookie, because the Texan rookie, who knows what he's going to be capable of. Jaden Higgins. I think I'd rather have Josh Downs. I mean, I definitely would rather have Justin Fields, who's going 40 picks after him. So there's definitely talent available in the same range that Keon Coleman is currently projected. I'd rather have Jacoby Myers. Damn, that dude averaged 14.5 points per game. So there's just better players available at that ADP. Kaleb Johnson is the next name. Now, Kaleb Johnson, his ADP, it's not that high. I think it's pretty similar to the Keon Coleman range. I'm going to have to find him real quick. He's ADP 83. So, again, this is around what? Around almost like late round 6, early round 7 type pick. He's projected 83, and I actually think it's fair. I think 83 is fair for Kaleb Johnson. Rookie running back will be the running back 1. However, I had to include him in this video to caution all of you, right? Like, you might be thinking, oh man, pound the hammer on Kaleb Johnson. This guy's going to be a stud. You're right in the fact that he should have a decent opportunity. The problem is, he doesn't profile out as that big of a receiving back. And I think a lot of people, from what I've been seeing all online and in the community, a lot of people are forgetting about one player, Jaylen Warren, a.k.a. get the Terminator, call him on the phone. He's going to be a pest. I think Jaylen Warren is going to be a bit of a pest, especially in PPR formats for Kaleb Johnson. Not to mention that Kaleb Johnson and Jaylen Warren, they're both going to be on a pretty bad offense. They have one wide receiver in Mr. DK Metcalf. Currently, Mason Rudolph is the quarterback when I'm making this video. Even if they get Kirk Cousins, I almost said Scam Darnold. If they get Kirk Cousins, if they get Aaron Rodgers, who cares? The offense is still trash. Defense is great, but Kaleb Johnson, 8 on defense. ADP 83 might be fair, but you're really, in a PPR league, I feel like you're kind of capping your upside there with Jaylen Warren as a pest. So I'm not a big fan of Kaleb Johnson. He could be doing worse than people expect. Austin Ekeler is the next name. The reason he's on this list is because the ESPN has him at pick 102. 101. ESPN has his ADP at 101. He averaged a pretty decent year, actually. I mean, if we look at his average, 11.03 PPR points per game. However, that was his worst season since 2017, his rookie year. So he was RB30 last season. Yes, in 2021, 2022, he was RB3, RB1. Those days are long behind him because in 2023, his fall-off year, he averaged 13 PPR points per game and he was RB21. This year, he was RB30. The downfall of Austin Ekeler has begun. And it's, everything. All of his in-depth stats are completely down compared to where they were in his prime. You hate to see it. The only thing that's not down was yards per attempt. His 4.8 yards per attempt rushing actually wasn't that bad, and his depth of target was actually a little bit higher. Good offense for the Commanders. I worry about the age, and Brian Robertson Jr. is going to be a pest stealing touchdowns. Jaden Daniels is going to be stealing touchdowns. In PPR formats, it might be relevant, but pick 1-0 something. And the age, it's a bit too rich for my blood. Now we get into somebody that's very hyped up within the community, and I got to mention him as a potential bust. Ricky Pearsall, is it junior? I don't even know. But Ricky Pearsall is currently ADP 97 on ESPN. there's better players at that level, right? So I mean, in terms of wide receivers, we're looking at Jacoby Myers. I mean, Jacoby Myers, he's a great sleeper option, and he's currently around that same price. I'd rather have Bo Nix. I'd rather have Isaiah Pacheco even. Trevion Henderson's not going too much different than his current ADP. Michael Pittman Jr., I think, would be comparable. Jayden Reed, I think, would be comparable. And really, a lot of the good quarterbacks like Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert are kind of in that range. So there are definitely players out there that are similar in outlook. I'm still high on them around the ADP of Ricky Pearsall right now. The thing is, his rookie year, like, people are saying, oh, he's got the opportunity. George Kittle is there. George Kittle is going to get a lot of targets. We know he's going to command a lot of target share. Ayuk will be back from injury. Now, Ayuk wasn't good before his injury, so yes, Ayuk might not be as relevant, but he's still going to command targets. If Christian McCaffrey is healthy, let's not forget that CMC is going to have like a 15-20% target share himself. So I don't know where this notion is that there's a lot of targets to go around in San Francisco. I think that might be wrong. Now, there definitely is a path to relevancy, but even if relevancy is accurate, he played 11 games his rookie year. He had 1.94 yards per route run, which isn't great. He had 8.5 fantasy points per game. And this was, yes, he got shot. Yes, he was coming back from all that stuff. I get it. He did have a great year in his rookie season. Now, yes, he was overcoming obstacles. Yes, we're year 2 wide receiver, blah, 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 blah. I definitely see the potential. In a dynasty league, I'm excited. In a redraft league where we're chasing upside, I think I'm probably going with something safer here at this current ADP. And then the last and final name is going to be Mr. Xavier Legette, big country himself. Rookie season, not great. They add Ted McMillan. He had 7.8 PPR points per game in 16 games. That was without Ted McMillan, who's going to be obviously the wide receiver 1. He averaged 31 yards per game, 0.3 touchdowns per game, 1.2 yards per route run. He's currently ADP 111. People going around him that I'd much rather have is 10 picks later, Marquise Brown. Drake May is 12 picks later. Justin Fields is 12 picks later. I'd much rather have him. Jack Besh, I'd rather have him. Josh Downs, 20 picks later, I'd rather have him. I'd rather have Ayuk. I'd rather have Ibuka, and these are 30 picks later. Rather have Trey Harris, ADP 140 compared to this guy at 110. I mean, there is a lot of names I'd rather have over Big Country at 111, where he's currently going. Ted McMillan's a good prospect for a reason. Ted McMillan's going to have a big target share in Carolina. Those are 5 guys that are potential busts this year in fantasy football. Avoid them at all costs. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below.